I'd like to just go to the questions on the Adelaide University independent review, and I know we had a couple of questions there. What will the total cost of the review be?
Just see whether we've got... So the review is undertaken by a different element of the department so that we can ensure that there's a difference. So the evaluation team will come to the table and talk about the conduct of the review itself.
I'm sorry,
hello.
I can't see your name behind the...
sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Steadman.
Rob Steadman, Acting Group Manager, Data and Evaluation. Let's just run to the... So the specific impact evaluation has a cost of $2.49 million.
2.9?
2.49 million.
49 million. And has the government received the review yet?
So we were answering earlier, Senator, that we've got the final summary report. What we don't have is the quantitative and qualitative supplements. And so that's why in the submission that we provided to the reference committee, we were able to talk about what was in the summary, but we don't have the two supplementary data. And I think there has been some delays because
it was the COVID delays, my understanding.
Sorry, Ms Campbell, so you've got the summary of it.
So we've got the summary.
So we have a 248-page summary report.
248-page, yep.
We're waiting on the qualitative and quantitative supplementary reports.
Okay.
And that's been delayed because of COVID, is my understanding.
So when do you expect to get that?
Well, I'm asking quickly.
So the final draft of the qualitative supplementary report was received by the department on 27th of October, so we just received it with the department. Based on advice from the University of Adelaide, we expect to receive the final draft of the quantitative supplementary report within the next fortnight by 10 November. And then there's a process of the department reviewing that material before providing to government.
So what will that process be? Because you've already got a piece of legislation before the Parliament, so what's your process in?
We'll be going as quickly as we can to get that to government. Often, I think there's some typos and things in some of these reports and cleaning that up, but we'll be doing that as quickly as we can.
So obviously the department, the government didn't have the report when you made...
We had the draft report.
So the report...
When you made the decision, though, to make CDC permitted.
So we had the
Is that a fair
findings,
comment?
is my understanding.
So we would have seen early drafts of the consolidated report. We received the final draft on the 12th.
When would you have received the early drafts, Ms?
I'd have to ask Mr Steadman if we have dates for that.
So draft sections of the impact evaluation report were provided to government on 29 September.
The 29th of September. And would that have included the 248-page summary plus these extra additions?
No.
We haven't got the extra additions.
We haven't
That's
seen
the issue.
So you haven't actually been able to
We haven't
analyse the
provided
data.
Well, the data is analysed within the summary.
Right. So you've
But
seen
it's
the...
200
it's 224 pages, so it's pretty
It's 224 or
comprehensive.
248?
I'm sorry, 248.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the 248 draft pages on the 29th of September, and on that basis you made the decision?
So the government made decisions, so we just need to be clear on that. And this was input to that process.
With advice that that was the direction to go?
We probably don't usually talk about what advice we provide to government.
Did you provide
I just thought I'd ask anyway.
We did
Ms.
provide
Campbell.
advice, Senator.
So if you saw the draft on the 29th of September, would your advice have gone
Budget was the 6th of October.
Would your advice have gone to government not long after from that?
Well, I don't think we've got the exact dates we provided advice, and we probably provided advice before that on initial findings from...
Yes.
So this wasn't the only time we received input from the University of Adelaide, was it?
So we've had a series, they've provided series of chapters over the course of several months.
Yeah, several months, yep.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So-
what was over several months?
So chapters of the report. So as
Okay.
they kind of completed a chapter,
So you had the completion by the 29th?
Yep.
yes,
Okay.
we've seen drafts of chapters.
29th of September, sorry, and then the budget was announced on the 6th of October.
Yes.
But the evidence we're providing says that we've got chapters before the 29th of September. And,
Yeah.
and do we have
Yeah.
some dates?
Yeah, so we got a draft of the quality supplementary report from 19 July 2020.
Yep. So we've had draft chapters for some time.
So
Yes.
is it a fair suggestion then, based on the summary drafts that you've seen, that it is giving you a favourable report that you should make the CDC permanent?
So Senator, we'll wait for Senator Ruston to return. So we'll provide advice to government, and then government will determine what they're going to do with the release of the report. And I can't answer that at the moment.
So can I just ask, in terms of the 248 pages, does that delve into... I'm speaking from experience from a MARIMA report. When we actually went and looked at the background data,
Yes.
as you, I'm sure, know, there's many analysis of it that indicate that the findings that were made in the report itself were not necessarily consistent with the deep data that was there. So have you had a look at the quantitative and qualitative data that you're talking about to reach your own conclusions on
So
that
this
data?
is an independent evaluation.
So was the AREMA evaluation?
So I thought after that evaluation we had worked hard to find a university who had independent ethical framework and standards. I'm not sure whether I haven't personally seen the drafts of the supplementary reports. Have you guys seen the supplementary?
Yes, we have.
They've
Yep.
seen it?
So have you done analysis of that?
So we've reviewed them for accuracy as well as...
Sorry.
I didn't realise. Okay.
You did it yourself.
Thanks for the silent, yeah.
We've reviewed the two supplementary reports, both for accuracy, to correct any typos and to check the figures involved in them, as well as to review on the way that the information is being phrased so that it's clear for a reader. But the university has made clear to us the main report has the key findings. The two supplementary reports provide the evidence behind those findings and effectively the working. So they don't introduce new information, they provide further detail to explain what is in the primary report.
Thank you. What did you receive on the 19th of July?
So that was a working draft of the impact evaluation consolidated report.
So that's the main report,
Yes, that's
rather
the main
than
report.
the qualitative and
The two
quantitative
supplements.
reports. When did you get that?
The two supplementary reports. So we've had a range of discussions with them over the last few months. So we've received, as the Secretary was saying before, snippets of it. In terms of a draft of the qualitative supplementary reports, we received the qualitative supplementary report on 17 July and the quantitative supplementary report on 4 August. But our primary focus over the last few months has been working on the impact evaluation consolidated report, and then after that turning our attention in more
those
detail to
other
the two
2 points.
supplementary reports.
What does working on the impact report mean?
So reviewing it, as I was saying before, reviewing it for accuracy, seeing if we could see any typos on it, seeing if the information as was being presented was clear to an audience, and helping on whether the university would portray results via trial site or via key themes, sort of the structural parts.
And what are they doing it on? Key themes or by trial site?
Within the main report, it is on key themes.
And what are those key themes? See, we're running on
So
not having seen it and being expected to evaluate legislation.
So the key themes are sort of matters you would expect, matters like alcohol usage, drug usage, impacts on gambling, financial management, etc. So relevant themes that were explored through the research.
Thank you. Can I go to a few other questions? At the moment, new income support recipients that have come on during Corona are not being put on the card.
That's correct, yes.
Are they going to be put on the card?
So obviously that will be a decision for the Minister. So the rationale for them not being put on the card was, as you know, well, Services Australia's had a very accelerated workload in the last few months, with many more people coming onto job seeker payment. And there was a decision that we didn't want to divert resources to putting new people onto the card in that conteect. So that's a decision. That was a decision made by the Minister, and so a decision about whether when and if people will start to be placed back on the card is one for her.
Okay. I'm not advocating, just to put on the record, I'm not advocating for anybody else to be put on the card, but I think people that are currently on the card that have lost their jobs through no fault of their own are then subjected to this card.